Hello, blissful beings. Hello, this is Barbara Badalati, and I hope you're having a good enough day. I know this time of day when we start to wind down, lots of thoughts and questions come in our minds. So I have to give a shout out for my sister today, Jill, because she did her first Facebook Live. Hey, Gary. Gary, do you remember when you did your very first Facebook Live? Remember, I got a couple of people said to me, get a few people to know that you're going to do it, and we'll be there for you. And they were, and so I think I had 2 people, and it was like, okay, hey Bob. So Jill did her first Facebook Live. My sister Jill is a professional chef in Charlotte, North Carolina, and she's been doing segments on Charlotte Today for, I don't know, 10 years. And they're on Facebook and so on, but there was something about her being in her kitchen and doing a Facebook Live that I'm sure it was daunting, just like all of us. But I know for me, when I'm starting to compose what I want to share, I really just ask for guidance, and then I'm guided. So today, I was guided to be able to share what to do when you have a lot of questions and you want answers, and there's so many external answers out there from things that you read, people you talk to, people you ask, people that you seek advice from, as well as maybe the media or other channels that we derive information, even social media. So the real answer, as we know, is within ourselves. Like, we are the only ones that really are the authority of our lives and get to decide how we want to live it and what our answers are. And so I want to give you a technique that I think is very powerful. I've used it for years. Every once in a while I'll forget about it, and then I think, oh yeah, I just have to do that one little simple technique that brings me right to the heart, right to my intuition, to knowing what is best for me or for that situation and how I can move forward in it. And so it's called non-dominant handwriting, and it's really actually simple. It's probably a longer name than it is the description of what you do. So let's say that you have a question. Should I take that job? When's the best time for me to make that move? What do I need to do next? I mean, it could be anything, big or small. And so what you're going to do is you're just going to, with your dominant hand, it's my right hand, you're going to write the question, and then you're going to switch hands and you're going to answer. Hi, Rosemary. It's been so long. So it's a very powerful technique, and there's a couple of things to know. One is, when you're writing with your dominant hand, it's going to be very legible. But when you switch hands and you write with the opposite hand or the non-dominant hand, it's going to look like you're 6 years old. It's not going to necessarily be straight on the page. It might have an angle. It'll probably be very short and simple. If you start finding yourself wanting to write a lot, then you're moving more into your logical hemisphere of the brain that wants to give you the pros and cons. And what non-dominant handwriting does is it allows you to go into your intuition or into a place of knowing without it being in your head. And that's so the answer will probably be very short and simple and precise and to the point, because that's really actually all you need. I mean, we think we have to have this dissertation and pros and cons and write lists and so on, but actually the real true answer is very simple, and it's right straight to the heart, and you can't deny it. And so I might say something like, should I take that job? And just by switching my hand, the answer will be there. Now, the next thing that can happen is the answer is there, and it's maybe, really poorly written. In fact, it's even sometimes hard to get your hand to write it so that you can read it legibly, but trust it. And many times I've written it and I've said, no, that's not really what I want to hear. That's not really the answer I want, but it is the answer. And so just find that if you're kind of tugging with that answer, it's because the ego, the logical part of you that wants to still drive the bus, is saying, I don't like that, let's try another one. Hey Chris, hi Jama, hi Kathy. So know that that can happen. So a couple of things you're going to write with your dominant hand. This is really great for kids too. In fact, I think my mom could have used it with us, because there were many times where we would come to her and ask her a question, and sometimes she would say, well, what do you think? Instead of what I think, what do you think is the right answer? Now, she didn't use this technique, but you're just going to write with your dominant hand and then switch, and it's going to be a little hard to write. It's going to be a little off the paper, and it's not going to be very legible, and you're going to just kind of see what shows up and then trust it. And then you can ask another question. You could even piggyback onto the question that you just asked. Well, when should I do that? Or however. And so then, again, you can go back and forth. I use this with a couple of coaching clients, and I remember they were really struggling with making some decisions and going back and forth and really challenged with it. And they came to me, but I don't have their answers. And so part of it was trusting, building that trust within themselves, looking back in their past and knowing the times that they made a decision and it was okay, because every decision is actually okay. And so that was that process. And then I said, let's go ahead and do this writing exercise. And there were many times where they just wanted to stop or they got stuck. And I said, it's okay. You don't have to come up with an answer right away. There can be this pause where the download or the guidance is coming through you. It could be spirit. It could be your intuition, your gut, your knowing without knowing how you know, but somehow you know, and trusting that. And believe me, the more that you trust that, the faster and easier it's going to be for you to follow that. And the outcome of that being revealed to you in a positive way will also happen more rapidly. And so that's kind of exciting, because it reinforces and reassures you that listening to your intuition, even if it's with a journaling activity like this, is going to continue to, it's like success, right? The more success you have, the more you build on success, the more successes you have, right? And when you don't, when you necessarily have what we call a failure, it's really not. It's just an opportunity for you to maybe shift some things around or go in a different direction or something. So again, if you are up at night or at any time, or somebody's coming to you and saying, I don't know what to do, take out a piece of paper, ask the question, switch hands with the pen, let yourself have a moment, try not to be in your head and just see what comes out right away. And again, it's not going to look really pretty. And then if you want, ask another question and switch, and ask another and switch. It's a really fast, simple, effective way for you to find and access the answers within yourself, because all the answers are within yourself. Okay, so this is my little bliss tip, a little tool, and I really appreciate you being here, and I want you to really feel my love for you and to know that you are safe and everything is okay and all is well, and that I'm with you, and I'm here for you too. So if you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out, and I will see you next time. Barbara Badalati. Take care and much bliss.